Good morning, everybody. It's seldom that I talk negatively about other reviewers. In fact, I don't talk negatively about other reviewers, but I couldn't help myself today. I was trying to find a review of the Sennheiser HDVD 800 headphone amplifier. There's so few of them. A lot of the stuff on YouTube is either no more than 3.5 minutes or it's just marketing nonsense. Then I ran across a particular video that I found appalling because it is absolutely insane. Insane in the fact that it's just so poorly done. It is from Full Compass, which is in fact a review company. They review all sorts of stuff, especially audio gear. This is from 4 years ago. It's got 10,000 views. I'm not going to record it on this video. I just encourage you to go and watch the video and you'll see what I mean. This particular individual who's discussing this headphone amplifier either knows nothing about headphone amplifiers or she just got out of bed and it's 3 o'clock in the morning and they slapped on some makeup and they tried to do her hair as quickly as possible. They put her in front of this awful stage and they said, say something, we need to upload this video. And that's what she did. Those are the only two options. This is nothing against her. I don't know anything about her. I've never seen her on any other videos. Maybe she does a lot of reviews or has done a lot of reviews for Full Compass or some other company or organization. I have no idea. The problem is when people are directed to these sorts of reviews on YouTube, like Full Compass, they are misled. Because if you don't know what you're looking for, you have no idea what it is that should stand out for you, what information should be present in a review, what information is just nonsense, is totally irrelevant. If you're not able to understand and differentiate between the two, you will take a video, or there's a good chance that you will take a video like this one from Full Compass and give it more credit than it deserves. A lot of people watch this video. Over 10,000 individuals watch this video. Now, as far as thumbs up, thumbs down, I'm not a big fan of doing thumbs up to thumbs down. That's kind of dumb. But 24 thumbs up, 18 thumbs down. That is not, in any respect, just a statistic that I would use. But what I will say is that this video comes up amongst the first results on YouTube. Not a lot of individuals discuss this. And as I scroll down, this is the first time, I swear, this is the first time I've seen this. This individual named Daniel Diaz 2 years ago said, she has no idea what she is saying. Those are outputs on the front, USB on the back is to be used as a DAC, not hub, etc. Send someone who knows the product, specifically when it costs so much. That's true. I'm sorely tempted to give this guy a thumbs up, but I won't because I just talked negatively about thumbs up and thumbs down. Well, this is interesting. I know how to get one, meaning the amplifier. The process involves a very sharp knife, ice, disinfectant, and someone to remove a kidney very gently. Talking about the price, original price for this, which was about $2,500. In any respect, there's at least one person who commented and said that she doesn't know what she's talking about, which is absolutely true. You know, what was it? There was a conference that Steve Jobs and Bill Gates went to. It was, I was going to say E3. It's not E3. YouTube. Come on. Lock and load. Let's go. Steve Jobs, Bill Gates. D5 conference, E3. This was the D5 conference in 2007, and notoriously bad presenter. There were two individuals who were supposedly doing the interview. Oh God, I got to get through an ad. Oh. Let's see if I can get out that and do something else. I hate YouTube ads. I don't understand this. Oh yeah, that's right. You have 2 million views. You're a big reviewer. That's why you need the ads. Let's see if she's on here. Here. Okay. Okay, so this woman here who's a journalist was completely inappropriate throughout this interview. Go and watch this if you have a chance. It's a very interesting conversation between Steve Jobs and Bill Gates, their rivalry, the way that they created their companies, their ethos, their ideas, and you get it. Look, it's kind of interesting that Steve is wearing black and Bill is wearing white. That's their typical getup. That's what they always wear, and I thought it's just so poetic to watch them on stage. They're antithetical to each other to a very significant degree, but there's so much in common as well. It's fairly interesting. Anyway, watch this video. But what you'll notice is that this female reporter was being incredibly obstructive to the interview process, and either she didn't know anything about the products, which was apparent to me, or she simply didn't care to actually discuss what these individuals were there to discuss. Now, I only say that because this is not a new thing. You know, when you get reviewers like Full Compass, and they're big reviewers, they have a lot of views, they have a big channel, they get all sorts of products sent to them by big manufacturers, and you are directed to them by YouTube, you expect there to be information given to you. And as you watch this 3-minute and 51-second video from Full Compass, you will quickly realize that this individual has no idea what's going on. Perhaps she's out of her depth. Perhaps she didn't know that she was supposed to review this product. They just grabbed somebody and said, we need you to say some stuff, and this is what the product is. Just repeat what we say to you. That's entirely possible. That's not this person's fault. She just works there. If they told her to do that and she's doing the best she can, I understand. But then it's still Full Compass's fault. It's the fault of the company that produced this video. I don't usually go on big rants about this stuff. I mean, I rant about bad company names for products because that seems to be unending. And I talk about how reviewers don't actually review a product. But then I just leave it at that. I don't actually pick out a video and chastise it and chastise the company and the individual who is in the video. I've tried to avoid that, but I couldn't help myself today. I got so irritated watching this thing because if you're not in the know, if you're not an audiophile, then you have no idea if what she's saying is true or not true. But this is not limited to her. This has to do with a lot of reviewers online. Now, I'm not saying I know a whole lot about audio gear. I don't. I just know about the stuff that I have. And a lot of times I get questions and I say, oh my God, I have no idea what that is. So I'll do a little bit of research. So I do some research. I try to figure out if there's an answer to the question. And then I give the best answer I can based upon my research. So that way I'm more knowledgeable about the product itself. But when I put up a video or when I'm starting to talk about a particular product, I'm reviewing the product, it's an exploration. I'm trying to find out things about that product that other reviewers aren't discussing. And I'm learning about the product at the same time. It's a growing experience, essentially. These companies, the big reviewing companies, the YouTubers that have millions of views, have millions of followers, they rack in advertisement revenue, as we just saw. Those individuals do not have the incentive to hold on to a product for long term, to really use it, to really talk about it and get into the nitty gritty, because they have to make money. That's what it comes down to. They're making money, they need to make money, and they need to keep making money. It's like acting. If you're in Hollywood, the rule is supposed to be you never turn down a role. Doesn't matter how awful a movie is, doesn't matter what small part you have, you never turn down a role when you are starting your career. You get a movie, you get to be in a movie as an extra, or you have one line and you get paid, $3,000 for that one line. That's a lot of money if you just have one line. You're getting paid $3,000 to stand there and say one line across from this Hollywood star, but the movie is shit and you know the movie is terrible. Are you going to turn that down? Absolutely not. You're not going to turn that thing down. You're going to take it. You would have done that thing for free. Why? Because you're getting exposure. And so you keep doing it over and over and over again until you make it big. That's how most of the Hollywood stars made it big. They started small and then they got bigger and bigger. And if you look into their filmography, Some of these stars, the ones that have been around for decades. I'm not talking about the recent stars. I'm talking about individuals who've been acting for 20, 30, 40 years. You look at the filmography and they have acting credits for movies you never heard of, and some small bit roles, and things that turn out to be good or things that turn out to be really bad. But they're still in it. And you ask yourself, why would this fantastic actor who's got an Oscar nomination or the actual award, why would they have done something like this? Well, because they needed the money, number one. And number two, they needed the exposure. So that's why review sites with the big reviewers do this. They get a product sent to them by a manufacturer. They're not paying for those items. And so there is an inherent bias for the review site, the reviewer, to try to keep the company happy with the review. They don't say much negative stuff about the product. Their incentive is not to, because they need more products from that company to keep coming in. How many times have we seen companies boycott a particular reviewer because they spoke their mind? The gaming industry comes to the fore when a big name gaming publisher gets beat up on by a small time reviewer or a medium reviewer, and that reviewer says, this game is terrible and here are the reasons why, and the selling practices, the marketing practices for the company here, the marketing for the company is atrocious and here are the reasons why, and they just give a totally negative review, which is their opinion. They get boycotted. Why? Why would somebody else follow that same route? Why would another reviewer go, you know what, maybe I should be totally honest? Or are they instead going to say something to the effect, I'm going to hold back a little bit and be a little bit more gentle with what I say so that I can keep getting these products, so I can keep doing my job? That's an inherent bias. And it's unfortunate that there's such an inherent bias throughout the community. It's not just review sites. It's not about games. It's not about audio gear. It's not about movies. That's just the way it is. You got a brown nose to get anywhere in society, unfortunately. When I was younger, I was interning, and I used to work really hard. I hope I still work really hard, but I used to work really hard when I was interning, much younger. And I was sitting in the office with my supervisor one day, and her supervisor, and they were just chit-chatting back and forth. My supervisor and her supervisor really didn't get along all that well. I knew that because I had learned that. But there was a lot of laughter and placating going on. And the head supervisor said, you gotta learn to brown nose, essentially directing that comment to me in a comical fashion. They weren't really addressing me. I wasn't even really in the room. I would just happen to be a black hole standing there, this intern, no business being around the hoity-toities. And stupid as I was, I said, I think I'll let my work speak for me. And there was this hush in the room. And I remember it to this day, this palpable hush and a smirk from the head supervisor. And he goes, okay, if that's how you want to play it. This was years ago. And I remember that now, and I smile and I go, boy, was I naive. Today, not only do you have to work hard, but you also have to brown nose. But that's not new, right? That's been going on for how many years? If you watch Mad Men, before the series ended, you see a whole lot of brown nosing going on. You also see a lot of people supposedly working very hard, right? That's not new. That's always been in society. Whether you're communist or you're socialist or you're democratic, it doesn't matter. That's just how people are. You got a brown nose to get somewhere. You got a brown nose with the hoity-toities. They get what you want. Bottom line, I hope that people who watch these reviews, not my reviews, but these other reviews, they have the wherewithal to kind of slow down the brakes and go search for more information. The problem that I'm finding, the more I do with my videos, the more videos I upload, is that I notice there's not a whole lot out there to investigate. There's not a whole lot out there for me to look into. before I upload a video, I try to do my own research. And I go to YouTube, then I go to review sites online, and I go to the manufacturer's website, and I try to figure out as much as I can to kind of get a basis. And I'm finding that most of the time there's not much there. There's some opinions in forums, and I go there a lot, but it's, they're only worth their weight in air. And it's sad to see that people who have all this authority, essentially, Full Compass, for example. I'm not saying anything negative about Full Compass, but I'm just saying negative about this particular video. That they don't put in the extra effort because it's kind of misleading, isn't it? This is 4 years ago. What do you care? You're not in the market to buy this. But it's a problem. It's a persistent problem, and it's never going to change. That's why it's up to you and me and other individuals who are dedicated to the review process to kind of pull up the bar here, right? Raise the bar. And it's up to us to hold these other review sites at some sort of consistent level. If they don't meet that level, then we don't go and watch their videos. And we don't go and click on the advertisement accidentally, obviously. And we don't allow them to get revenue for work they haven't done. You would never pay a mechanic for a job he never did on your car, right? You take your car in for a tune-up, and he charges you $500 for the tune-up. Let's say it's a very expensive car. And it turns out he never put the oil in. He never changed the oil. Yeah, I put the windshield wipers in. I cleaned the windshield wipers. I changed the fluid. I checked the brakes. Tires are good. Ready to go. Hey man, what about the oil change? That was part of this deal. I did most of it. I told you that your car's running fine. You would go berserk, right? The guy stole money from you at that point. And that's all these companies are really doing. That's how I look at it. That's my bottom line. When they have ad revenue switched on their videos, and you click on it, and you start watching, and they give you a piss poor review, and I review in air quotes, they're making money off of you. Every click is another penny, another 2 pennies, another 3 pennies, whatever it is. It all mounts up. And they're stealing from you. They're using you as a pawn to get more money. And they put up these hastily put together videos like Full Compass's video on the HDVD 800. And they deceive you. That makes me a little upset. This has just been an unusual rant video. And if you've been watching this, I'm sorry, it's been a static. Look, I'm moving the webpage now, so it's not static anymore. You probably didn't want to start your day with the rant. If you're even listening to me, I don't know if you're listening to me, who knows? But I figure, who cares? That's what that's what YouTube and the internet is for. It's for people to put up their opinions, agree, disagree, doesn't really matter. The more voices that we have, the more information we get, the better we are, I think, as a society. Information is freeing. That's why Full Compass Audio's video on this particular product is not freeing. Don't click on it. Well, actually, do click on it. I think it's entertaining. They'll make a penny or two off of you, whatever. It's too late now. I don't know if they're really generating much ad revenue from that video. But, take a look at those videos. See if you agree or disagree with me. Everybody have a wonderful day.